guys, so this is going to be my longest Trevor video ever, but I had a crazy day on Trevor yesterday. I did win 2 prizes in the end, but I probably used the most plays I've ever played trying to win this plush right here. I've been wanting a Gloomy Bear for ages, and I've been watching this machine most of the day on and off, and I saw it like this and I knew I could win it like this, but I ran into some problems in the end. I'm not sure why it was so hard to win, but my first 2 free plays I used, and they were really good moves. I managed to get the foot really well and move it right down. My first free play I will use at the end of this video. I'll show you, there was a broken claw, it was insane, and I'll show you how that went down. That was heartbreaking, so I'll show you that. Here's my second free play, and it just dropped it right down. So at this point I could not leave the machine. If it hadn't moved that much, I probably would have left and just called it a day and cut my losses if I knew how it was going to pan out. But it went a bit tits up really. So I do try stabbing it eventually, because after this move I noticed that I can't get underneath the foot anymore, which was devastating. I just topped up. So I then start to try and stab it. I try stabbing it from the right claw, I try stabbing it with the left claw, and I'm just having so much trouble. And then there is a move that I have that just is this one right now. You can see that the lag was insane. I didn't see where it had moved to, so I just completely missed it. Like, it's not where I wanted to go. It's kind of where I wanted to go, but not. I did report all the moves that had glitches, because there were a few that were glitchy. At this point, I'm just going to speed through the video so you can see all my plays still, but there was quite a few. I had to top up. I was so frustrated. But I wanted to win this prize. So basically, it was a play to a win kind of job. And you can see there, that push was really good. So I mostly tried to stick to that, because it did move down. And you can see it's barely hanging onto the bar by the plastic. The foot isn't touching the bar anymore. So there I go with another stab, because it is working. But then I thought I'd try and stab it with the left claw, because it was working but not enough. But I find out that going over to the side, I can't get over enough. But I still try again. I tried to stab the foot there. It worked a bit. It was just so stubborn. It just didn't want to go down for me. I'm sure you guys have all been here, where it's one that you should be able to win in one move, but it just takes way more than you want. There we go. That was like the first really good push. At this point, I knew it was just a matter of just getting it. It was just hanging on. Like, there's nothing holding it there really. I think this is my final move. Yeah, I think this is my final one. So I get it so good, and then I actually press charge TP and wait for a while, but it doesn't drop. So I thought if I wait for a while and to see if I can see it slipping at all, because it is just hanging on there, but it doesn't seem to slip. So I go ahead and start taking my next turn. So yeah, sorry, I kept some of the waiting on here. But I just wanted to make sure I did show that I was trying away. I wasn't being completely impatient, but I've been playing so long at this point. I was just like, fine, it's not slipping in. I better start my next go. And then it fell in. So typical, I wasted 2,800 TP not doing anything. And I just kind of stopped completely shocked, and actually cut out a bit of me waiting again, because I just kind of waited there thinking, what do I do? So I just ended up taking my move. And there it is. There's my replay from the Trevor replays there. And then this one, I totally lucked out on, because I really wanted to go for the blue one before, because it's my favourite option, but the red one was easier to win, I'd noticed. And this one I ended up getting in 2 plays. So and go for the leg again like I did first off with the other one. That doesn't look like it did much, but it did actually move the ear on the back, so the ear was barely hanging on at this point. Yeah, you can see here, it's just hanging on by plastic now. The ear isn't actually on it at all by this point. And this bear didn't take much to win either, because the person before me only had like 2 goes as well. I was like, it must have took you 3 goes to win this. But yeah, you can see it again. It's just hanging on by the tiniest little bit of plastic. Why is it doing this to me? Like, just the tiniest bit of plastic, it should just fall in. The weight of the bear should make it fall in, but no, it doesn't want to. So then I go again. This time I'm going to stab it in the head rather than going for the foot. I learnt my lesson from last one, and there we go, it went in. So now I have both the options of the Greeny Bears. I'm super happy about that. So this was the broken machine. So I just come into this machine, press join the queue before I could see anything happen, and then I see that the claw is broken. It does drop a bit, but it's broken. So I'm thinking this isn't the right kind of broken, I'll leave. But then I notice that it stays down, and so I'm like, okay, so this could actually knock that blue prize in. So this is my very first free play. You can see I've got 3 free plays there. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll throw 1 free play into it, because maybe if when it drags back, if I go over enough to the right so it comes back in the diagonal, it will knock the bear. Hopefully it will just knock it in. So I go for it. I chuck the 1 free play in. This is insane. Like, I was actually very moody after this. I think that's why I probably was so desperate to get that first plush in the end, and why I put so much money in, because I was devastated about this. So I take a second just to think about where I need to place the claw, so when it comes back it will hit the blue one. Also, hitting it forward is preferable as well. I like it to hit it as much as possible. All movement is good movement. But then the claw doesn't go down at all. So I was a bit upset about that. I thought it would go down again. But it doesn't go down. It just flexes twice, hits the bear but doesn't drag it in. So I'm like, do I put another play in? Do I not? And I decide to not go for another play, because I don't want to waste all my free plays on a machine that's broken. And then if I try and report it, they'll be like, why did you have 2 goes then if you knew it was broken? So I left the machine, and I was about to leave, and then I watched the next person take their go. And you'll see. Instantly, before they even move, the claw just drops, and I was gutted, because at this point I knew what was going to happen. I've seen this enough times to know. So here it goes. This lucky guy just took my go. I should have carried on, but yeah, just bash right into the bar, bash into the first bear, that goes down, bash in the second bar, bash in the second bear, that goes down. I could have won 2 bears with just 2 free plays, but I quit out too early. I was gutted. So guys, that's everything for today's video. I'm just going to replay that insane win while I talk over this. But yeah, that's everything for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please drop me a like, or maybe subscribe for me. I'll be doing unboxings of these as well soon. I'm still waiting for my last 3 prizes to come. They actually got caught by customs, so they will be here shortly, and I'll be unboxing them on Tuesday, I believe, as long as I don't miss my delivery. And then I'm looking forward to these ones. I've already requested shipping for these, so hopefully they'll be here next week as well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will chat to you soon.